Hello, everybody. Happy February 1st. I got a new message late last night, so it's the explanation of that one. And it has meaning throughout the entire thing for me. And then if I get meaning for me throughout the entire thing, then the last part of it is specifically for me. And the rest of it also is meaning for everybody as well. So I'm just going to explain the meaning for everybody. And then I'll read, and then I don't need to read. I know I have, but I don't really need to explain the things pertaining to me specifically. So I'll just explain the part that's for everybody. Spectacular vistas beyond compare. The kind that make you stop and stare. Pass on by barely noticed. So this is spectacular vistas. This would be dual meaning throughout these lines. We're talking about heaven. Spectacular vistas beyond compare are the kind that make you stop and stare. But also in this world, beauty, God's beauty of creation everywhere. You just take time to stop it. They pass on by barely noticed. It means people just don't take the time to stop and notice God's beauty that's out there. Whispering wings denote us. So this ties in, this kind of one of those overlap lines. Pass on by, barely noticed ties into this one too. Whispering wings denote us. So whispering wings be angels that denote them. They pass on by, barely noticed as well. Piper's songs carry a tune in sync with rising moon. So Piper's songs, the music of heaven, or just the music announcing of messengers and angels and that, they carry on a tune. They're in sync with the rising moon, which is moon that's coming up in the lunar cycle, which is later this week, or midweek. It begins mid next week. I'm sorry. Beyond the breadth of human scope are these things, all these things that humans can't take note of because they're so focused on this world, so you can't see or hear this stuff. And again, that overlaps into the next line. Beyond the breadth of human scope, along the path of human hope, passages of time intermingle, many ways not one single. So beyond the breadth of human scope, what we can see and understand, which is along the path of human hope, which is that one thing that always along the path that God has for us, that's always in us, always have that hope in our journey through life. Because when you lose that, you're lost. Along this path, passages of time intermingle, many ways not one single. So that's telling me, hinting to me that, and we've seen this in maybe some movies, science fiction movies, what was multiple timelines. I think there was a TV show, Continuum, or something that's kind of like that. You have multiple timelines, where you may have existed in multiple timelines. Kind of hinting at that, the meaning I'm getting from that. Passages of time intermingle, many ways, not one single. And or could mean referring to the different passages of time, the eras of man, and so forth. Many ways to get to different passages, paths through life that you may have, and get back in addition to God's path that He has for you. So there's a number of different possible means. So you may really what you're going to get from that. But those are some of the things I have. I mean, I see a specific meaning to me, my many lives and passages of time. It's kind of like the initial one I got was, since I was getting, was that the hint of multiple timelines exist. Not many ways, not one single. So those are my interpretations. Journey scope now plays out. Few to learn what it's all about. The journey of man, and all the plans, all God's plans now playing out. Journey of man is all playing out. That there are few will learn what it's all about. So that's not encouraging for mankind. Faithful creeds wander around, sincerity lacking, they fall to ground. So faithful creeds, all these different religions of the faithful, say they believe, they wander around, not really knowing where they're going, what's going on. Their sincerity is lacking, so they fall to the ground, or they will fall to the ground. Let's talk. This is kind of talking about the end of times, end times. It's growing. We're heading towards the brink because the sincerity is lacking. He mentioned that one African girl he spoke with that all the churches are corrupt because they're not sincere. So that's referring to that. Sincerity is lacking. So in the end, when crisis comes upon them, which is coming, they will fall to the ground. They fall to the ground in death. They fall to the ground pleading to God, just like they did during the flood, before the flood. Be as it may, all shall pass, growing chaos, quickening morass. Be that as it may, be as things as they are, all shall pass. Nothing's going to stop it. The growing chaos, the quickening morass is going to increase. And you can read this, but I'm not going to mention his name. Sounds like Beetlejuice, demon, is aware of what tempts thy souls. Basically, the devil is aware of what tempts thy souls. Knows the contents of canopic bowls. So he knows how to bait that hook to try to tempt you. And he knows the contents of your canopic bowls is what you have it's your sacred cow, what you keep inside you. Pain, the grief, the sadness, anger, blah, 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 all that stuff. He knows what's in there. So he knows how to manipulate, knows how to bait that hook. So now he's calling people, different type of people out here. Seek the things of earthly stature. You're seeking the things of this world, life, wealth, fame, position, title, all that sort of stuff, possessions. You seek the things of earthly stature, know ye not of soulful rapture. You don't know nothing about the soulful rapture, and you're not going to experience the soulful rapture. Speak my name with empty heart, grace of mine I'll not impart. So if you speak my name, speak Jesus' name with an empty heart, insincere, as he mentioned, his grace he'll not impart upon you. And a dual line of that is end of life, you'll not depart. You'll not depart for heaven. You'll remain here to suffer what's coming. Or you will not depart into heaven in spirit, unless you can change your ways. Again, believe, repent, forgive, and let go. Putrid demons here and there, look around, they're everywhere. I see them more and more everywhere. Fools for the taking, O thee of man, stockpiling all that thee can. In futile attempt to fill the void, no matter methods are employed. So all these fools, all you of mankind are fools for taking. Fools for the taking. You're just there for the darkness to snatch up. Because you're stockpiling all that you can, physical wealth, possessions, and stuff inside, all in a futile attempt to fill the void that's inside you, that emptiness inside you, constantly finding different things to try to fill that emptiness inside you. Only he can do that. In a futile attempt to fill the void, no matter methods are employed, no matter what you do, different methods, whether it's sex, drugs, possessions, money, partying, drinking, name it, all that stuff. No matter what methods are employed, the futile attempt to fill that emptiness. Only God can fill it. Thereby you are a fraction of what you once were. Life passes by such a blur. Before you know it, it's done. Soon, my children, comes a time spoken of throughout rhythm and rhyme. And it's coming. Seekers of titular acclaim, one is one all the same. So all these seekers of a title and position and authority and like watching The Crown with the royalty, people like that, just think that rising, giving themselves titles and seeking to attain titles, positions. One is one, all is the same. Still, everybody's the same. You know better than anybody else. Perish thy hearts, surely will do. All you were drifts out of view. You're losing touch more and more of who you were, and your hearts will perish. Deep within your cluttered mind, the truth of soul remains there, blind. So who you truly are, and once were, it's still deep inside you. That's your soul. Deep within your cluttered mind, the truth of soul remains there, it's blind, but you've been blinded by darkness. Your free will choice to do that, start down that path. blind to all there is of God's truth, hidden so long behind veil of Ruth. Alternate line being hidden so long since man's youth. Been blinded. I have a purpose soon shall see, raining down upon all thee. So you shall soon see the outcome, the end result of God's plan. Now this was interesting. Jasmine smells pure serene, with each scent another's clean. I got two meanings from this. You smell jasmine, it's pure peace, serenity. With each scent, with each smell, another soul is clean. And also, if you smell jasmine, you're being cleansed spiritually. I guess if you want to keep some jasmine around, that's a good thing. I mean, that's pure serene. It would be the pure plant itself, not the artificial scent. Fewer and fewer turn my way, pay attention to him, follow him. So little remains till final day. Go to sleep, knowing this. All occurs, he, God, does not miss. And the rest is specifically for me. You're free to read. So I hope that had some meaning to you. And again, these messages are very, I don't know how he has me explain them. Some of you can get it right away on your own. You may get a different meaning, that's great. The meaning you get is specifically for you. These are my interpretations that I'm getting, and I hope they help. And don't be upset if you just totally don't get it, even with my explanation. These are seeds. Just be open to this, Lord, open my heart and help me to understand. Get me discernment of what it is I'm reading. And you should do that anyway. Anytime before you read the Bible or these messages, ask him, Lord, grant me discernment to understand what it is I'm going to read. Instead, I open the Bible just each time. I let him guide my hand, my fingers, open up, okay. Show me what you want me to see today. I'll read those pages. Help me to see what it is specifically you want me to see and to understand it. That's how you should read these and the Bible. So, enjoy the rest of your day. Again, stay warm or stay cool, depending where you're at. Peace of Christ. God bless.